everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be making some falafel as well as some sweet potatoes. So I already have those cooking, and so what I'm going to start with here is I have my blender. The best thing to use is a food processor, but I do not have one here with me. So if you use a blender, just do a little bit at a time, so that all of your chickpeas or garbanzo beans can get really ground up. So these are organic garbanzo beans. I'm just gonna add in a little bit here. I'm also gonna go ahead and add in fresh garlic. And just give it a little bit of a chop. Now I'm going to add in some of my filtered water, or my zero water filter. It's going to help everything just ground together really well. And I'm just going to pulse it. So we're not making hummus, so you don't want to make it all the way down to a creamy texture. You just want it to be a little bit chunky. Now I'm going to add in about a spoonful of baking powder. Just a couple dashes here. Maybe even more of like half of a spoonful. You don't need a lot of that. And then I am going to add in just a little bit of my almond flour. So I'm going to do about 2 nice sized spoonfuls here. Start with that. You can always add a little more if you need some later. I also have some organic sage. You can do any kind of seasonings that you want. This is just the one that I'm going with. You could also use a cayenne red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes, any kind of Mediterranean or herb seasonings, and then we're just going to blend this up. I got some fresh dill weed and then anise, and I'm just going to chop it up really thinly and add it into my mixture. And then I am currently heating up my saucepan with some coconut oil so that I can create the falafels and then just fry them a little bit in the, or not really fry, but put them in the coconut oil to crisp up on the edges. So once I've chopped that up really well, just kind of throw that in there. Gonna give it one more blend to get it all mixed together. So now I'm just gonna spoon some out, kind of get it together a little bit, and place it in the saucepan. You want to flatten it out just a little bit with your fork, and then I'm just gonna put this back over the heat and put the top on so that the entire falafel cooks evenly. And then as that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some of my fresh green onion. This is what it's looking like as you're cooking it. Then you're just going to scoop it up and fold it over like that. Mash it back together there. So I added in just a little bit of tapioca flour, about 2 spoonfuls, into my mixture just to see if I can make it stick together a little bit more. So this one is just about done. It only takes a couple minutes until they crisp up, and then you can go ahead and remove them. So the tapioca definitely helped to keep the falafel together. They didn't turn out amazing, but that happens sometimes. I still think the best way is if you bake them. But the tapioca is definitely better than if you don't use the tapioca. So that's what your falafel will come out to look like, just like a little patty. This is a great thing that's vegan and vegetarian. There's no meat or dairy in them, and it's also pretty low carb because the garbanzo beans have lower carb counts, which makes them a really good snack. I don't eat it all the time, but it's definitely a nice treat and a healthier way to make falafel, which is more of a Middle Eastern dish. So that is it. I am going to just throw on a few of my green onion here. You can make some really good dips, which I have another video on some falafel dips that I've made in the past, or you can just eat them as they are. So that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like to this channel for more recipes and more me.